afternoon, everybody. How are you? My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome back, guys, again. I hope you've all had a wonderful evening yesterday and a wonderful day. Whatever you may have been doing, spending time with your family, friends, or even creating something beautiful. Right. Today, I thought I'm gonna get some of my candy cane out, and I thought we could try and create just something. I'm more of a floral designer where I don't know what the correct word is. Here we go. Where I like to do things like we did yesterday. The candy cane thing, as much as it's beautiful, it's not my sort of design, but I like to give things a go and challenge myself. So that's what I'm going to do today. I have done quite a few candy cane, so we're going to do one today. I thought, well, why not, eh? Why not, guys? So I've got this stand. It's Letters to Santa. It is on a magnetic door where it just shuts. It is tin as well. I got this, guys, from the Range. It's a shop that's in the UK, and I purchased it from there. It's like that on the front, so it's really pretty, really, if I'm being quite honest. So I thought we could do an arrangement with that, but instead of sticking things onto it, I may place the odd thing on the stand. I've created these were two little small crescent shape wreaths I had. So I've put binding wire on them and placed them together and created an 8-inch wreath where we're going to sit our stand in the center and do the arrangement at the bottom. So, that's what I've come up with. So I've done that and I've got things out. First of all, I've cut 2 pieces. I didn't cut it long enough, so I had to cut another piece off of my conifer, or are they, some people may call them cedar, I'm not sure. But I've cut 2 pieces of that I want to attach to the wreath around the bottom. Now, I have got some holly with red berries. I haven't got the variegated where it's green and white. I've just got the plain green leaves. So I thought we could place or cut bits off and place those in the wreath as well. Now, I have got these pine needles and they are on stems. Guys, these stems are extraordinarily hard to cut if you cut it halfway down. So you basically have to cut the stem on the pine needle, because all this behind is wire, thick wire or metal, and they are binded with, I don't know, some sort of, it looks like really thick twine, but in green, and it's really tight. So they are quite heavy to bend over because of the strength of them. So I'm going to have to chop them here. So I've got those. Now I've got out some of my glittery green fern and also my glittery green bay leaves. So I thought I may, whether I incorporate both or just one or maybe not any, but I thought with the stand having a bit of green on, I've got to, incorporate green into it. Now I've placed, oh, that one's coming off, some single white parfavolia on picks and done them singular, so I could dot those around to give it a bit of white, as we have white on the stand as well. I've chopped a few bits of our white ficus down also. And I've just got out 3 of our little mini white poinsettias as well. Now I've got out also in red some of our pine needles glittered. I keep them in the bag because they are heavily glittered. So we've got those, and they just come in single picks like that. And I think you get, it says 12 here, so I think you get 12 in the pack. I've got this out. This was red bamboo. Now I'm not sure whether I'm going to use it. When the light hits it, it's like you can see like it's a very vibrant cerise pink. But I fold the stems up, guys, like that when they go in my buckets. So I thought I may chop some of these down. They're not push-ups or anything. You can't pull the leaves off. So I may just add a little bit of that in for different texture. And I didn't really know what to get out for the candy cane, guys. So I just grabbed a lot of things and thought we could just choose which one I could incorporate. So before I get to that, I've taken out 3 of my red swirls and placed them on picks as well. And they also glittered. Now I've got some lollipops. Now these were Christmas decorations or baubles or Christmas ornaments. So I've placed picks on them. So I've put, I've got 6 out. But I may just work in 3s today. I'm not quite sure. I've got out 3 of my candy cane, and I have got lots of this. I used a lot of this when I did a candy canes for people. And my swirls, they are on paperback with a little bell on the top. You can extend them or keep them, really tightly closed. It's your choice how you have them sat. But I've got 3 of those out. I did get a Santa's hat. He wasn't on a pick, so I placed a pick on it. Again, I don't know whether I'll place this on, but with the tinsel effect. And I also got out the Santa's boot in the tinsel effect as well and placed on a pick again. I've got some lollipops. So I've got, these are smaller ones to the bigger ones I've got in my box over there. But I've placed this on a pick. It didn't come on a pick, so I spotted it when I bought it last year and thought, oh, let's just grab a few. I've got some of my small lollipops as well. I thought we could incorporate those. I've got 2 of those out. I haven't got any more. So we've only got 2. So, and then I've got these small lollipops with the white styrofoam sprayed with a bit of like glitter. And I thought we may incorporate some of those. And I've got some little elves boots as well, which were Christmas ornaments that I've also placed picks on them. And I've just got out 3 baubles or Christmas ornaments where I've got them in the tinsel effect, and they've got white little beaded dots everywhere. So I've got 3 of those. And I have got him. I do like little elves and things like that. It's the it's the legs. The thing is, I've been playing with him before we started. His hands, I've got Velcro on, so they go together like that. Only one of his hands have got the Velcro on, so this one hasn't on the left. So I put that there, and so I was playing around. Do I place it on his hat like that? So he's saluting, to Father Christmas. So I don't know. I was just playing around and thinking, oh my goodness. But when I got him, his hands were, if I can do it, were like that. I don't know why they're like that. But when I got him, that's how they were. So, I don't know if he's got tummy ache, but hey, it's probably all the goodies that he's eaten. So I thought I may try and get a cable tie and attach him on the top there so he's sitting down. Pull the pick out and just attach him on there so he's sat across the top. And I was also considering using, where you see the shape of the candy cane, I thought I could place that there instead. So it was just an idea. And again, so I'm going blind with this. It's a case of just challenging myself, seeing what I can do, and let's see how it turns out. So I'm going to bring the camera down and we're going to get started, guys. So I do love a challenge. I don't know why, but it gets me excited. I just do. So I think it's, you know, as I go along, we can't wait for the end result. So let's see. So let's get the camera down. I want to keep it around. I want you to be able to see. Let's just see what I'm doing. It's going to be a bit further away today, guys, the camera. But it's, I don't know. Could I zoom out? One moment. If I zoom out and then try to come in closer, what would that be like? Does that help? I'm just moving the camera because I can't see. Oh, that looks a bit far away, doesn't it? So let's zoom back out. I can't see because the stand of it is in the way. So I think it may have to sit like that. I don't know, because I don't think you'll get it in when I'm doing it. Yeah, it may have to stay like that, everybody. I'll try and keep it so you can see. Right, let's first of all take the tag off. So I'm not going to attach this stand to the wreath. It's just something that you could take in and out, and maybe you could place, if you wish, a red candle in there, a red and white candle in there if you don't want this in. But we're going to work around there. I think I've bent that. So what I wanted to do first, let's have a look. I'm going to attach the conifer or the cedar. It looks very much like conifer. It is plastic. So I was thinking I may attach it, well, I can glue it in, but then may attach it on the stems, either with, I've got my binding wire out, so just with that, so you can't see the cable ties. So let's get that one in first. I haven't done a bow either, so let's sit that one there. I'm going to take this out a moment. We'll keep placing it back in just to see how it's looking. So let's just get a little bit of binding wire. I'm going to go through the grapevine if I can, if it comes through. Yeah. Let's just move the leaves out of the way. We don't want to flatten them. Just get it into position. and they need to go here. And then I'm just going to twist it like you would with your bow. And then I'm just going to pop that in. This wreath is quite gappy. Oh, I had a message from a lady, Cindy, asking about my wreaths. When I do them, do I trim them down before I start a video? No, unless if I buy them and they are quite got quite a lot of bits hanging off or anything like that. But usually the wreaths I buy are already being trimmed down, so I've no need to really do it unless I just see the odd one or it's scraping along. Then I will trim just that little piece off. But other than that, I don't, because the wreaths I get are always, you know, been trimmed. So I think when I looked at this earlier, there was a piece that I thought I could just chop off and just replace it because it was just a little bit too much of a cluster, and place it here. So again, I'm going to get some binding wire. If you find that you know, it is like here's slightly clustered and there's a gap, just where you see there's too much of it, just trim one down and place it in that gap there. Like here, there's a lot of cluster in the center, so I could easily grab that one and we could place that one in as well. So let's just get this in and hold it in position. I'm just threading it through the wreath. I don't want the wire to strip the paper off, or the wreath, should I say. So I'm going to help feed it through. There we go. Sit that there. Push that in. Again, there's a big thick cluster here, so just to help thin it out, I'm just snipping those pieces off. So I'm going to place another piece of the binding wire just down here because it's just lifting up slightly. Just trying to make sure I can get it through. There we go. So that's now secure. So with the smaller pieces that I've got, I will just place those in singular. I can't get that one in. These are not on wire, so it's just the main stem that's wired. So we'll place it on a pick. Which will give us a little bit more control. I do like to buy garlands, especially, you know, in the pine and ivy. Well, a lot of garlands really, because if you want to place them on single picks, you tend to get more on the garlands than you would if it was just a single stem or a small bunch. It's very cold here today, guys. I think the winter won't be far away. So I'm just looking for just a few little gaps. There's one there and then there's one there. So we'll place one here. And then one here to cover that stem. Again, there's another one here. I don't want them really quite clustered. It's just spreading it out evenly. So I'll bring, let's have a look. That's okay there. Bring one in here. I think, let's have a look here. No, I'll bring it there. So we've got then now just our little 8-inch wreath, and it's just all going round in the same direction. Again, I've just seen a bit that's a little bit floppy, so I'm going to attach that onto the wreath as well. Well, I'm all by myself today. My husband's obviously at work. Both of my sons have got the day off. Well, one of my sons has got the day off of work. The other one, his workplace has had to shut down for either refurbishing or moving to a different area. So until they've done that, there's nothing, he can't go to work. So with them having the day off, and they're true football supporters, or you may say soccer in the States, and they're having an open day at the grounds where they play the football matches at home, and they're going to walk around the stadium and go and look at all things and whatever may be. I don't know. I'm not a soccer or football supporter. I like rugby. Right, I'm going to add in just now some of our white, and I'm going to place the white underneath. And with this garland, I've basically created our boundary. I don't want it coming out here or out here. I just want to keep it relatively small, because once we place in this, I don't want to go really high with the flowers. I want to stick to around here and keep it within our boundary. So I'm going to cut these down and just dot a few around, and I'm going to like weave them in and incorporate them within the pine needles. So you just see a little bit of white on the around the midsection to the bottom. I didn't want them as a big cluster. You can if that's what you like. If you don't have the ficus, you could use, you know, any other, you know, greenery. You could use the eucalyptus as well, and just pop a bit of white eucalyptus in, or even red if you have the red. So we're just going to bring some of those in and around, and we'll place one more in. Do we need one more? Yeah, we'll place this last piece in. So we've got those. I don't know if I'm going to use any more, so I'll keep them there. Now I want to be adding the pine, so we're going to have to snip these off. The stems, when they arrived, I had them since last year, and when they arrived, guys, I couldn't believe how that I can't get, if you look, I can't get my clippers to cut through because they are metal inside. It's like there's a metal rod. So what have I got there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's start with 7. Place those there. So I'm going to incorporate these as well within our conifer. I'll bring some pointing out, some, you know, just leaning to the side. Is the candy cane something you like doing, guys, more than anything? again, I've got, I mean, again, I've said it before, I love to see all the attachments, the big attachments like the nutcrackers, things like that. But it's not my sort of style. So I tend to stick with my own signature style. But you have to, I find that you have to be able to know other different styles, because there'll be somebody who wants that style. So I always, you know, suggest have a go at it, just so you know. Because it does help. Right, so we've got those in. Now I wanted to see about the red bamboo, because I did want some red foliage. Now, let's just see about, you see they do look pretty, but I did want some bit of movement, so let me just cut that stem off. If I can get this. I could bring these on the outer side as well for a bit of movement. So let's place some in. I must admit, I do like to see where you mix like whimsical with elegance as well. You know, elegant, like some people like the golds and creams, but then they also add the gold and creams with the whimsical look, which gives off a fabulous effect. Now, as you can see, I've got 2 here and just 1 here, so I'm going 2, 1, 2, 1. So I'm balancing it out, and I'm going in between the ficus. And you can bend the stems on these as well, on the ones where you've just got the 1. This bamboo would look lovely for Valentine's Day as well, for like a bouquet. I'm already thinking of Valentine's Day for my new business adventure. I haven't got any stock in yet of Valentine's Day, but because a lot of people haven't got it in themselves, the suppliers. So I'm keeping an eye out. Just sit that like so. So I don't need any more of that. So the green. I did cut a couple of stems down to have a look. And I may do the same with this and have them. I mean, that does look pretty. But I don't want to go out of our boundary. Let me just cut the 2. So So I may have to do that and then have, I mean, these are also wired, and then have those in. But I think before I start to add in things like that, let's add in some of our candy cane. Now I'm not going to cut these up, I'm just going to sit them, because obviously they bend, and sit them upright and add them in like so. I'm going to cut the stem shorter, but I'm only going to place in the 3, with them being quite big. So let's cover a bit of that up, and then just have a play with them and place them where you feel you'd like to see them. So the placement that I'm going to do is the triangular. Let me take this out a moment. The triangular position. So then I'm going to place one at 12 o'clock, and one at 8 o'clock, and one at 4 o'clock. So let's do the same with this. Because they will extend, I don't need more than 3. I think that one goes there. I don't feel that one's sitting very well. You could just, like, you know, incorporate a bit of the foliage within it. So we've just basically sat them like that. Again, I may move them around once we've got other things in, just so they all sit together nicely. Now the lollipop, because I've only got 2. Again, I'm not wanting to sit everything facing upright. I may actually, with these, when we have that in, I may attach one and shorten it a little bit, attach one there, and then have one underneath it as well. Maybe, I don't know, something like that. I'd have to see. Let's have a look. Yeah, I could do that. So we'll save those ones for that. Right, we've got, let's use 3 different ones here. 1, 2, 3. So I could place these ones in here instead. to a skirt. And I'll go in between where we've placed our swirly picks. And I'm not having them flat, as in really flat. I'm going to let them have some movement. So I've got that one sticking up that way. So with this one, when it's here, I may have it coming slightly in. And then the other one, I may have, you know, going either that way or coming that way. Just turning the head of them. Let me cut this a little bit shorter. Just have that like that. Let's cut this one as well. And the bow's undone on this one. Let's tie it up again. So I've done it. Let's just take that out. So the lollipops will sit like that in the arrangement, if you can see. Let me just, I can see just a couple of stems that are sticking out, if I can get to them. Can't cut them. There we go. So then we've got our sweets or candy as well. I could bring some of those in. Again, I'm considering just working in threes. Add those. Well, I could bring some on the outer side. They might be better on the outer side. So if I'm going to place them on the outer side, I may use 5. So let's just cut them down a little. So let's place these on the outer side. And I'm going to go just underneath where the white ficus is on, not all of the ficus, just on some. So when it's placed, as you can see there, when it's placed on the surface, you'll have some candy on the bottom as well. So I tend to go like at 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. When I place them in, you know, in 5s. Let's just get a bit more glue on that. Or thereabouts anyway. sometimes you may have the difficulty of placing one in because there's could be a thicker stem placed there. One here. That one's a little loose. Put lots of glue on it. There, so we've got our candy on the outer side as well. Save those. Excuse me. Now I've got little booties, the elves. So I'm going to just use those. I don't know what made me bring 4 out. So we'll place these in also. Add a little bit of decor or, you know, fun to it. And face them in different directions as well. Like I've got this one pointing in, the tip of his, where his pink is, tootsies are facing inwards, and the other one facing out. And then we'll bring this one in as well. So we've got those also. Like that. So I'm now, what's missing at the moment, because there's a lot of white and red, I think this is where we could add in some of our green. Do I use them or do I use... I don't want really big leaves, so I may use our bay leaves and just cut them up slightly. Or do I? Let me think. First of all, I'm going to get those in first. Our little poinsettias. I do like a challenge though, guys. I do like if somebody says to me, and I've never done it before, oh, could you, you know, do me a wreath or whatever it may be in this. I do like, and I think, oh, I've never done one of those. And when they send me because a lot of customers will say, I've got a picture, you know, and they show you a picture of something they want. I do always say to them, I won't copy people's work because then it's not my work, but I will do something of, you know, similar. So if I've never done it before, oh, I love the challenge. So then I will just sort of like ask the customers to send me the picture, and then I will keep looking at it and seeing what they've used, and then I think, well, I could use this instead, and I could just move it around a little bit, and that's just how I do it. but I won't copy anybody's work. I don't agree with it. Don't know about those. I'm stuck with the green leaves, if I'm being honest. Do I place them in like that? I don't want them to look too much, you know, too long. I just want to see some tips coming through. So I may cut them. I may cut a few in half. I think that will make me feel much better than having big long clusters. And then I could dot some around underneath and go in a zigzag. Let's do that. Oh, they're very glittery. I'm going to hold it there. I don't want to cut too many. So I'm going to go with the leaves. I'm going to go one on the top, one underneath, one on the top, one underneath. And I'm going to do that all the way around. Then I may just bring probably 3 in the center. So let's do one on the top first. Just add that little bit of a glitz. Then we'll go to the bottom. And bring that green down below. And back up to the top. And just keep doing this until you reach the first one that you did. So we're here, so that's bottom, and if I put one top and then bottom, so perfect. And then one more on the bottom. So we've got it coming out like that, going around with the green, top, bottom, or as we say, in a zigzag. Let's just I think that looks nice. I'm not going to use any more of those. I may use what I cut up on the fern to go in the centre instead. I used these. I could bring, because if you're wanting to cover the bottom plate of the stand. You can cover it by bringing some leaves and, you know, across. So we'll bring that one there. Just add a little bit of the sparkle in the centre as well. Now I've got a big one here. I'm not going to add that, I'll leave that out. I am planning on doing a navy blue. I can't make my mind up whether to do navy blue or and gold, or navy blue and silver. And I also want to do a red one as well. Let me just snip that off. I'll take one off at the moment. I do feel it's needing these in, so I will add those in. And then obviously with the white, I'll dot these around as well. And placing those, again, I've got the Christmas baubles. I could bring those around the centre, around here, or in between the elf's boot and the poinsettia as well. I'll have to have a look. If they're too big, I'll go and get some smaller ones. In fact, let's get these red ones in to start with. I'm not going to cut them, I'll just bend the stem to make it thicker. So I'm going to bring just add a bit of that in. And if you have, again, you ever have really thin stems, bend them over at the bottom like a U-bend, and place on your glue. You don't have to bend them so they're all, you know, equally flat together. Okay. But give them a little bend as well. And then we'll have one more. So I've placed 5 of these in. Like so. So we've done that. I think before I carry on, I just want to attach the elf and the candy cane and place that there. So if we take that out a moment, so let's take out, if I can, is pick. Oh yes, that's it. It's done. So let's just take a bit of that glue off his body. There we go. So now I could, oh, I wonder if you could put his arm round. Just sit it, oh, it's a tight fit. Sit him there, and then I'm going to have to take that off. I'll leave a bit on just in case. Let's have a look. Now I have got my cable ties out for this, so what I'm going to do is just get 2 cable ties, and I'm just turning it around there. So one, you can use your pipe cleaners if you like, or even just wire. So I've taken those off. I'm going to cut this off at the end. Like so. And then with our elf, I'm going to sit him on the edge. Now let's see how we're going to attach the elf. I'm going to get a bit of floral wire. Oh, I can't get it out. And I'm going to go through his outfit with the floral wire. I'm just going to pierce it. So he's at the side. Go behind the candy. And then I'm going to twist like I would with the bow. I need to make sure it's tight, so let's just stand up. Top. There we go. It's a little bit hard to, I maybe have to place in a cable tie because it's a little bit hard for I'm finding for the wire to actually hold it. So let's just make a little bit of a bigger hole. Use my scissors, or in fact we'll use our hole puncher. There's one. come out here. There we go. I feel that I'll have more support by placing him on this way. Let's just bring our cable tie through. His hand was on his body, like he was in pain. I can cut that. There we go. So I've got him on. It's a pity this one didn't have Velcro on. So we've got him there. So to when I cover my mechanics, I might have a look. Place the parvolia across the top there. Something like that. I will have a little, as we say, play around with that. But we've got him on. And the reason I wanted him on so I could do the placement of our lollipops at the bottom. I've seen his legs. Lollipops. I wanted one. I'm going to cut one down to start with. I don't want them too high. Right, the ribbon comes off once you cut. So I'm going to have to place a little bit of glue just on the ribbon to stick it back on. There we go. Now what I'm wanting is, I've got fluff on it now. One, perhaps sitting somewhere here, and then the other one, I can't make my mind up whether I want it lower down or do I place it higher and have something like that. That may be good. So let me get this one in. Now I will be placing this in vertically because there's no it doesn't bend unless you want to place it on a stem that will bend. So why does it keep crossing his legs? So that will go there, and then with this one I could bring that here. Let's have a look. Yeah, we'll bring that one there and place that one in as well vertically. So I'm looking for quite a tight hole on the wreath that will hold it up vertically. I can't see because of the foliage. Oops. Let's have a look. I think these need to be moved around as well. Give them a bit of life. I think underneath here we're missing something. I don't know whether it may be. I feel that I've got lots of stuff. Oh, I don't know. I may end up getting something else. So I think, do we add the holly? Or we could add the, maybe add the holly around there, guys. And keep that underneath with it having red berries. And then just, you know, give it that bit of fullness and fill in that gap as well. So maybe we could do that. So let's cut some more. So if I bend the holly so it's not sticking out too much and just fill in that gap there. Like that. Let's turn it around. I've had the same problem here as well. Let me cut this one up. So I'm just swiveling it around. Oh, that's moved. Let me take that out. And then one here. So I think as well now with the white, I want to dot these around. Let me just have a rummage through my big box. I just feel something's missing. Oh my goodness. We've got those. pull a few out of certain ones. So let's, where's those smaller ones? Right, let me see with those. I've just pulled a few bits out. Now I forgot about this. It's a garland. Obviously the string is longer, so you can spread them around, or you can keep it as that. I'm wondering what I could use that to maybe cover the mechanics at the back, as you see here. I can just place those up there. Maybe one there. I may do that with those, because I don't like to see the mechanics. So let's have a look at the back. I've got smaller candy cane as well than the tinsel. Now I've got these picks and they come with the Christmas snowball on, and again they're round. I was thinking while I was there I could pull them off and place a few around the side and use the Christmas ornaments to dot around, and I think I'm going to do that instead of using the bigger ones. So let's crack on, let's chat in and let's get it done. So let's pull these off. So again, bring some down. We've got them all above, so bring these ones down the bottom. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I'm going to use them all. Dot them all around. And if you've got little oddments, as I always say, foliage, anything like that, and you want, you know, they go with the theme that you're doing, add them in so you can get them used. One, two. Sorry about that, guys. We've got a helicopter flying above or past that my house. We do have a hospital nearby, and they do have a helipad where the helicopters can land on top of the building. So we do see some helicopters going towards the hospital for the sick. Of course, you know, they put really sick people. That one's a bit... I was at my sister's last night and we were chatting about the new business. Because my sister has offered to come and help with the odd things. She doesn't want to be on camera. It's not her sort of thing. And we will be doing, for my new business, going live. So I've tried doing lives before, but then I just keep losing internet connection. My husband, I'm still waiting for him to hotwire, connect the internet connection in here so that I can go live. What does hotwire mean? Why did I say hotwire? To wire. Right, so I've placed those in. I'm going to do our parvolia. So we're nearly at the end, guys. Add in some bits of white foliage, wispy bits. As you know, I can't not have wispy bits. If I've got enough, I'll place some on the bottom as well. Oops. Get that one in. Place one more in. How many have I got here? 1, 2, 3, oh, 5. That's perfect. I can place these 5 on the bottom. And I'll go in between the ones that I placed on top instead of directly under. So I'll bring those there. I'll just keep moving it around. bring that one in a little bit more. So I'm just looking for the ones on the top and then placing one in the center of them on the bottom. So like there and there. So then I'll make the triangle position along the bottom by placing one in the middle. I think one more. Yeah. So we've got those on the bottom, and that's what it's looking like from the top. Let me just check if there's anything coming through. Right, there's the odd one. And if you see anything popping through, just cut it or pull it out and, you know, glue it back in. But that's what we've got. Well, that's the front, and it's like that. So let me, this one isn't glued in very well because it's got a big gap. So I'm going to re-glue this one in. Let's just take off the old glue. And we'll go on there. So that's that. I want to quickly tie a knot in this end. And I'm going to stick this on our mechanics. I may have to put one at the front and one at the back as well, because I can see the mechanics at the back. I could follow that round. White. So what I'm going to do, get a bit of glue at the tip here on the candy cane, place that one on. I should have had my glue gun on. I'm so naughty. And then I'm going to just keep going. Let me take this big piece of glue off. Let's make it short and not as big. Then I'm going to place a bit of the glue, and I'm just placing glue around on the candy cane at the back. And then I'm just going to follow the shape around with the little balls. This is when I usually do have my glue gun on, but I didn't realise I was going to do this. Stick those on as well, try and get it in quite a straight line. Get that glue off. I will show you guys and then this one. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this one and cover my mechanics at the back of the elf's arm. Well, I say arm. His body, where he's attached to. So you just can't see the cable tie. So I've just basically done that at the back. And now because I've got the cable ties that are visible at the top here, where I've attached it, I want to just run one across the top. So we'll go to there. And maybe I'll just stick them on singular because it will be less messing about. I'll try and hurry, guys. I just need it facing me while I do it. We'll get rid of all that glue, even on me. So I've just basically done the same around the front, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left, and I'm going to wait. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna put one there. One there, so you can't see that bit of mechanic, and then a white one with the red on the back as well, covering that mechanic. I did drop one there. There. So all our mechanics is now covered at the back and at the front. So let's see what it looks like while they're together. So let's bring over the rear. I don't feel, because I don't want to overload it with any other bits. So I think that's quite big. So I think I'm going to stop right there. Just looking at it from a professional, you know. Do I just dot a few of those around? 1, 2, 3. Let's get 3 of those in, and then that will definitely be us done with it. Oh, I've got glue on them. So let's just stick these 3 in. And to bring it there. And the one here, let's just move everything. Let's just have a look. Yeah, I could put a bow on it, guys. I don't really want to, but if you wish that, you know, you'd like a bow, then that's easily done. But I'm not going to place one on. I don't think, because, you know, I think if I was doing a wreath in the candy cane, I may have placed in some candy cane ribbon that I have and done it that way, but I'm not going to on this, with it being a table arrangement, or you could have it, you know, on bottom on a cabinet or your coffee table or something like that. Let me just grab all this mess. Well, I hope that that's okay, guys, to say I've done them, but I don't do a lot of them, the candy cane. Again, people around where I am, they're more, you know, for the either traditional or the, oh, I don't know what the word is, like with the one we did yesterday, they like things like that. You do see some people with the odd candy cane, but not a lot, not as much as, you know, you may have where you live. I don't know why. I think sometimes, you know, guys, I know this may sound awful, but I think some people are frightened of change. I mean, I may be wrong, I'm not being horrible or anything, but I just think, you know, as, you know, present day, there's a lot, some people are just frightened to up the, you know, the designs on things or anything like that. But that's okay. You know, we're all different. We all like his own styles, so we can't be judgmental. You know, what I may like, you may not. What you like, I may not. But I don't say, oh, to somebody that they, you know, oh, well, you must go with the fashion. You know, it's what each and every one of us like. Anyway, I tried to do my best. Again, I don't do many of them, but I do have a lot of the stock. I've got big lollipops. I've got signs, Santa, stop here. Elves legs, Santa, snowman, gingerbread man, big head up for that, and things like that. So let me just have a look from here, see what you can see really. Sorry if you couldn't really see much. I didn't know really how to stand the arrangement, but there's all my candy, well, one box, let's just say one box of my candy cane. So with all, as you see, big signs, gingerbread men, big lollipops, things like that are in it. But that's one box of another two I've got. So yeah, I do have them. Anyway, let's just, I think if I come back, you may see me if I sit down. So I hope you like that. Again, I don't do many, but I do have the stock for it, because you can never say never. I think some of that as well, stock, and the other box that I've got with candy cane elements, is when I had a really, really big order from somebody. And when I say big, I mean big. So yeah, I had to fill up with it, or but I do like them. I do like them. But I also like this sort of style as well. I like anything. I can't really, I haven't, to be quite honest, I haven't got a specific season that I like. When it comes to Christmas, I love doing, you know, then I fall in love with doing Christmas arrangements. Then when it comes to spring, I fall in love with all the spring arrangements. And I fall in love with every season as it, you know, comes. I can't help myself. I just can't, because there's that many different ways, and, you know, florals and, you know, elements and attachments and signs and things that you can use to incorporate in your designs that make, you know, it just, the imagination just grows and grows on what you can actually use. It's really, it's a great thing, really. So if you want, you've got things like this candy cane, if you've got them hanging about, even the odd bits and things like that, you know, use something. If you haven't got a post box, you know, a mailbox like this, you know, don't worry about it, guys. That you can just make a candy cane wreath like this and place in, like I said, a red and a white candle, and you could even put white candle around the red, white ribbon around the red candle, and red ribbon around the white candle in the spiral effect, like this stand here, like the candy cane effect. And you could add that to it as well, especially if you buy the artificial candles where they've got battery and you've got a little flame. You can then glue those on. I wouldn't suggest it on a real candle, because obviously the wax will melt and you don't want it setting fire to your ribbon. So I wouldn't do it on real candles, only, you know, pretend ones. So, and again, you can buy the lollipops, that you can buy these pine needles in different colours. You know, you can buy any sparkly and glittery Christmas foliage in all different colours. Again, if you're doing it as small like this, then create your boundary. Don't go too wide so it's losing what's in the centre for your focal point. Because if you tend to sometimes go wider, this becomes smaller and more invisible. So try to stick with a size that will also compensate from each other, and it will, you know, they will bounce off each other, and it's not good. They don't look out of place because one's bigger than the other. So to do that, basically get the widest point of your attachment or your stand, like I've got here, which is here. Then we've got this, but now I've added him, he goes to here. So what you need to do is create that triangular position, stroking past those edges there and getting wider, and that will help create your boundary as well. Or I used to, you can get where the widest point is here, get a tape measure and go in a diagonal position from the widest point and see how far it comes out to the side. Then you know that, if I just stop that, that would be your boundary here, and then there is your top, and then on the same side do it from here, and there's your boundary. So they're both going in that triangular, like a TP shape, and doing that as well, and do it from the widest point. And that will then give you an idea on how far to bring your boundary out. If that may help you, and you know, if that makes sense, and it could, you know, may help you a little bit more to understand how far to go with the boundary. So I hope you give it a go, guys, if you've got things like this. If not, don't worry, just do it in reds and whites. You don't have to have the candy cane. You can just do it in reds and white, you know, baubles, Christmas ornaments. Add in a Santa standing up if you've got a Santa. If you don't have a post box, again, don't worry. You can, you know, add in as either a snowman art as well, and then just add in reds and whites, baubles and foliage, and, you know, things, poinsettias or things like that, what will give you the red and white effect as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry it was a bit of, again, faffing around, but I didn't have an idea what I was going to do. So it was, as I was going along, things just kept popping in my mind. Right, we need to balance that out. We need to add a red. We need to add a little bit more of the candy cane. And things were doing that, so hence the reason it maybe it took a little while longer. But we've balanced it. It's not, I don't think, over the top. It's just a small candy cane arrangement for somebody who doesn't want the big wreaths or candy cane garlands or anything like that. They just want a small, you know, table arrangement, especially like some people, if they've got their own apartment and they're living by themselves, but they just don't want to go full on, you know. I know people like that, so it could be just something like that for them as well, something whimsical for Christmas but not too much. So please subscribe, share and like, bring everybody along, and hopefully it may give them a few ideas for Christmas and other ideas on my other videos, you know, and inspire you to create something or pick up some advice on, you know, the placement of things, or even a design that, you know, you may have not have done before, or you've wanted to do before but you wasn't sure how to do it, and that may, you know, hopefully that may help as well. So I hope that, you know, whatever I do, whatever I do, it just helps in any way. So take care, guys. Again, please subscribe, share and like, press that notification button, and then when I've, you know, uploaded a video excuse me, Once I've uploaded a video, you will be, you should be notified that I've done a video. So that little bell. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful day. Take care, and enjoy your creating and your crafting, whatever you may be doing, whether it's for yourself or, family, friends, customer. Have fun and keep it up. So, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. And I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I haven't thought about it, but I will. If my ribbon comes, I may do a red and black one. If not, I may do a blue one. I don't know yet. We'll see. So, all the best, guys. Thank you for watching my videos. I truly appreciate it. Take care and have a fabulous day. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, let's just take it off the stand. Oops, the daisy, I've pressed some button. Oh, I've just chopped my skin on the stand. Right, there's our little elf. I think I best bring his arm forward. He looks in agony. So there's our little elf. Don't he look cheeky? And there's our little letters to Santa. There's our candy cane where I've put the baubles or little, and they're only velvet, like little velvet ones on. And I've got our tinsel lollies there, our candy cane with the bells on here as well. Our red pine, glittery pine, our little booties, elf's booties here, lollipops, some more candy cane there, some candy down there with the holly, and our parfavolia in white, if you can see it there, and our green glittered bay leaves as well, our pine, and then our conifer, which was on the garland. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. And if you've got, things like this and you want to give it a go just for a table arrangement, give it a go and have fun. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye.